Good morning, guys. I hope we're all sparkly. Ice bath done. Just about to hit the gym, but I thought I'd do a quick video. I opened up Instagram this morning, and as usual, my algorithm is full of testosterone. Adverts. My word. It is absolutely saturated. Check your bloods. Go on TRT. TRT will improve your libido by 176%. Your strength will go up to superhuman. You will become the man you want to be. If it sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Effort equals reward. Now, when you've got low testosterone, you feel pretty rubbish and you are wanting to get better. So you want to take the path of least resistance because you want to get better right now. And we talk about living in the moment, don't we? And what's really important, this very moment, not the past. If you're living in the past, you're depressed. And if you're living in the future, you're anxious. So this moment right now is all that's important. And if you've got low testosterone, this moment is pretty miserable. You might have low mood, anxiety, brain fog, tired, low libido. You may be a shell of your former self. And you obviously want to get better. When? Right now. Can you? No. You can't outthink your physiology. Now, we talk about the necessity to address sleep hygiene. Sleep is a superpower. Address stress, as we said before. We're physical beings in a world full of psychological stress. And we need to be what? Physical. You need to eat a well-balanced diet. You need to engage in regular physical exercise. You're doing all these things with clinically low testosterone levels, and you're not seeing the rewards for your efforts. So that is disheartening. So you want to jump on TRT and suddenly get better. Now, it's not that simple. What you have to do is carefully titrate the dose according to a response. Your levels are unlikely to be the same as my levels, and where you're going to feel good is not necessarily where I feel good. So we're all unique, not special, unique. So your dose does have to be carefully titrated according to effect to measure the quantitative numbers and measure them alongside how you feel. Now, it's not all about the feels. We've said that before. We're physical beings. Our physiology needs to be balanced, baby. And it's all about balance. And the appreciation that you must have contrast to establish harmony. Yin yang, baby. That literally is the secret to life. And when you talk about mindset, we talk about yin yang. And we talk about deciding to see the positive and moving forwards away from the darkness into the light. So testosterone replacement therapy. The premise behind it is normalization of your male androgen levels for long-term physical and psychological well-being. That is it. That will allow you to put effort in to earn your reward. With low testosterone, you should be still trying to put the necessary effort in to earn your reward, but because you're not achieving the outcome, you become disheartened. And that's 100% understandable. So what should you do? Take a breath. Take a step back. Look at that Instagram post and say, does this seem too good to be true? And obviously, your reaction should be, yes, this does seem too good to be true. What should I do? But you're desperate. You want to get better. And we've spoken about this triangle, haven't we, before? Hormones. That forms the base. There's a chronicity to hormones. There's an acuteness to your autonomic nervous system and a reactiveness to your brain. If your hormones are dysregulated, you've got the acute nervous system and the reactive brain going, let's get better. Let's get back to this semblance of normality, which is balanced. And you're not balanced. So you are going to take the path of least resistance, maximum reward, because it's innate in our brain. It makes sense, doesn't it? But we're not living in a real world. We're living in this artificial concrete jungle, not a jungle. Too many people around. There's oversaturation, we are misinformed, we're in trouble, and we've got to take a step back. We came back from Greenland recently and we had an amazing time. I challenge anybody to be depressed on the trip that we just come back from. Why? Because you had to live in the moment. You were forced to live in the moment. We took a rib to get our kayaks and you had to hold on. Otherwise, you could have fallen in and it's 2-degree water, icebergs, seals, whales, what else could be there? But it was potentially very dangerous. You had to be considered. And as we said before, low testosterone, you can't be considered and you're miserable. But if you're depressed and it's as a result of an organic pathology, that organic pathology has to be addressed. But when you're involved in the moment, you should be engaged and you should be concentrating on the now. But if the now is miserable, how difficult is it to be positive when your physiology is fighting against you? So you had to be engaged in this moment in Greenland because there was no phone a friend. You can't go home. And that was the utter beauty of the expedition. Effort equals reward. We had to kayak to destinations. Sometimes it was hard. Sometimes it was hard pretty much all of the time because you had to apply this to move forwards. We had a miserable day. Everything got wet and we had 2 days to go. And I was thinking, oh my word, literally, it is going to be miserable. But there are no phone of friends. So you had to suck it up, buttercup. The next day turned out to be absolutely glorious. We camped in this idyllic site overlooking the ocean with massive icebergs. We dried all of our clothes and it was a glorious day. Absolutely glorious. Why was it glorious? Because we had that adversity and we'd overcome the adversity to move into this wonderful state. So if everything is wonderful all the time, nothing is wonderful. We must be experiencing contrast to appreciate the beauty of life. So testosterone replacement therapy, normalization of your male androgen levels, will allow you to put effort in to earn your reward. It won't do it for you. It will simply give you the foundation and hopefully act as the catalyst to allow you to move forwards away from the darkness towards the light. So as we said before, if it seems too good to be true, it is too good to be true. We must live in the moment, but if the moment's miserable, we're going to be tempted to take the path of least resistance, maximum reward. But what we want to do is take a step back and understand that taking the path of least resistance, maximum reward, even when you're in this desperate state, isn't necessarily the right thing to do. Take a step back, understand what's important. Now, well, now's miserable. Okay, take a step back, take a breath, and realize we're physical beings in a world of psychological stress. You can't undo all the harm that has happened as a result of not living according to your physiology now. It has to be work, work, work. You can't take any shortcuts. The process takes time. Trust the journey. Now may be miserable, but your future is dependent on who? You. Not anybody else. The patients that do best at my clinic are the patients that come to me and say, how can you help me help myself? I can provide you with the tools. You've still got to do it. To do what? Yeah, you guessed it. Go earn your reward.